What's up, everybody, and hello, and welcome to Tabletop Tonight. My name is Ruel Gaviola, and I'm so happy you're here. We get to hang out with a great person today. I'm so excited to have Amy Dallen on here. We're going to bring her on in just a few minutes, but I want to take care of some business first. First, I want to welcome you all. I really appreciate you spending part of your day here with us. I haven't had a guest here in a couple of weeks. It's been sort of crazy busy here, just doing other things. So I'm super grateful for Amy for taking the time to join us tonight. Want to shout out our chat moderator, Amanda Panda. She is in the house. Thanks, Amanda, for all your help as always. Much appreciated. I see some of the early birds here. Me, Hammer Time, Griff Dog. Thank you for joining. Who is this? Post Data S. I have not seen you here. Thank you for joining. Dead Last Again is in the house. Down Under Dwarf. GB Glazer, as always. Good to see y'all. For those of you new to the channel, we do something here at the start of our streams with our guests and with our chat guests. We talk about our stream snacks. So what are y'all eating and or drinking right now as you're watching the stream? I've got my trusty bottle of water, and you know, water always tastes better in a Catan water tumbler. So shout out to our friends at Catan for sending this over. For dinner tonight, Michelle made some delicious barbecue chicken and corn. Oh, so good. So I don't really need snacks tonight. I just need the water to stay hydrated. So please, friends, you also stay hydrated, hydrated out there. Let's see. We've got mineral water for Griff Dog. Very nice. I haven't had mineral water in a while. I do the LaCroix, as everyone in Southern California does. So I had a watermelon LaCroix earlier, which was very delicious. Joe Sandows, Joe, thank you for joining us. Joe's got water and some jelly beans. Very nice. Always good. I could use some jelly beans. I don't remember the last time I had a jelly bean. Joe, you're gonna have to hook me up. What's a good jelly bean? Are jelly bellies still a thing? Let me know. Let us know in chat. Amanda Panda has fish and tofu override. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. Posted has a pizza. We got chicken pasta and broccoli, water with a peanut butter and chocolate. Okay, those are two different things. I was reading one comment. We have chicken pasta with broccoli, and then we have another thing, the water and peanut butter and chocolate thing. Not all mushed together, folks. Get the spicy jelly beans. They have clove jelly beans? Really? Wow. Okay. So I know we have people join us from around the world. Much appreciated, friends. So we know some people are having breakfast. We have croissants on the menu here. We also have, Starburst jelly beans. Really, Joe? That sounds amazing. And I know I just had dinner, but I may need to get a snack. So y'all might have to excuse me later on. I might get a snack, but let me hydrate real quick. Thank you again for joining us, hanging out here, folks. Water. I don't know. It just tastes much better in a Catan tumbler. Maybe it's just me, but want to shout out some of our sponsors, our longtime sponsors. We really appreciate their support. First of all, Van Ryder Games. Hey, there goes my face, folks. Sorry. Van Ryder Games, they produce a lot of terrific games, including one of my favorite solo games, and that is Hostage Negotiator. So please check out Van Ryder Games if you can. We would appreciate it. There is their website right there. Please check that out. I will show my face at one point here. I think, why don't we show my face right now? We have another sponsor. If you like the artwork on our channel, the emotes, the art, and everything, that's compliments of our friend Holly Chu. Holly Chu is at Holly Chu Illustration. That's hollychuart.com. That's Chu with a CHIU. Holly is an amazing artist. Please check her out. Support her. We would appreciate it. And we want to thank Holly again for all of her artwork she has here. If you have some of the Bruno emotes, folks, please drop them in chat, and we'd love to see those. Holly also has done our overlay here for Tabletop Tonight. So yes, to see some of the emotes there. Thank you, friends, for dropping those. Slackfish is in the house. Hello, Slackfish. Thank you for hanging out. We've got Maggie May, 328, KP Tibbs, and yes, thank you so much. There's some of the wonderful emotes that Holly has given to us, and there's some more. Thank you, Tommy. And Panda has got all the emotes there. There they are. So we got a couple of Brunos. We've got Amanda, our chat moderator. We've got Michelle, Lauren, and myself. So thank you, Dead Last again. Much appreciated. GB Glazer, thank you for bringing that up, GB Glazers. Folks, if you have not seen it, I did an interview a couple of weeks ago with the wonderful Tim Matevier at Meepleville Cafe. over there in Vegas. He is. I can't rave enough about Tim. He is everything that's good about the board game industry. He's a wonderful human being. And we got to sit down and chat over the internet for about 20 minutes or so. He just posted that on his YouTube channel. So please check that out. It was really good to talk to Tim. And speaking of Tim, I will be on his show tomorrow. It's a live stream at 6 p.m. Pacific. That's tomorrow at Meepleville Cafe, his YouTube channel, which means there is no tabletop tomorrow night at 7 p.m. But as a surprise, Michelle and I are going to play a game at 5 p.m. We're going old school. We're doing live at 5, just like we did back on Facebook Live when this pandemic first hit. We're going to play a game right at 5 o'clock, probably go until about 5:45, and then I'm going to take a quick break, doll myself up for Tim and his guests, and at 6 o'clock we're going to go live and hang out and just talk about board games and all kinds of nerdy stuff. So please check us out tomorrow. I'm rambling, folks. I really want to get to Amy here. I mean, y'all want to listen to Amy. You don't want to listen to me anymore. Let me make sure I'm taking care of all the business here. I have not taken care of this little bit of business. I want to thank our Patreon supporters as well. They are amazing. Oops, what did I do? I think I hit the wrong button. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Patreon supporters, especially our all-access and very important gamer patrons, Kevin, Mike, Patrick, and Jeff. Really appreciate all your support, and everyone as well who are patrons. Much appreciated. Could not do this without y'all. It really means a lot. And let me see. We got that. Got that checked. We did stream snacks. I've got my water. I've got my other things ready. Yeah, let's bring on our guest, shall we, friends? So please help me welcome. Well, first, let me do this quick intro. Amy Dallen is a performer and variety streamer you might know from DC Daily, Geek and Sundry, or Collider. She loves comics, tabletop games, musicals, science, and connecting over nerd stuff. Right now on Twitch, she's playing Avengers, Mass Effect 3, King's Quest 6, and running a book club, which meets Thursdays. Folks, it is my pleasure to bring on Amy Dallen. Let me do this right. Hi, Amy.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm so excited to be here. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate it.
This is my exact definition of a good time. I'm so happy to be here.
Nice, awesome. Before we came online, we were just talking about how we're doing with all this crazy pandemic stuff. We are both in the Southern California area. I mean, since everything's pretty much on lockdown, and we are back on stay at home, right? The government, I think,
some definition.
Right? Like, how are you doing, Amy? I mean, are you hanging in there with all this craziness going on?
Lucky in many ways. So yeah, not an easy time for anyone, but I'm definitely counting my blessings and happy that some stuff like this is still possible.
Absolutely.
So that's good. And what about you?
I'm hanging in there too. I'm very fortunate. I have my wife, Michelle, and we're able to, keep our sanity here. Again, because of, technology, we can reach out to friends and family through the internet at the very least, right? It still doesn't, come close to the real thing, but it's enough.
It's significantly better than nothing.
Exactly. And real quick, Amy, give me just a second, folks. I want to say thank you to, I believe it was Dead Last again. Is that correct, Amanda? Yes. Thank you. We have an alert, folks. An alert. We have a new subscription to the channel. Thank you, Dead Last again, for gifting that sub. Much appreciated. It is a gift. So with the gifts, we do the gift. Thank you, friends, for the gift subscription. We're going to get back to Amy real quick here. Amy, thank you for dealing with our silliness here.
I love your alerts so much. They're so good.
Thank you so much. It started off because I am like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing with OBS. And, I'm like, okay, Streamlabs is like frying my computer. So I'm like, Michelle, she totally helped me out, made the signs. And I was like, okay, as long as we see it on the screen somewhere, we can do the signs. And it's now a thing,
Absolutely. It's fantastic. It's still an alert,
Right,
it's an artisanal alert is what it is.
Handcrafted, Yes. So Amy, I was gonna just ask you, I wanted to just talk to you about, all things nerdy in general. But we connected last year on Game the Game. We were very fortunate to play Clank together on the studio at Geek and Sundry. And again, that's a thing that's really not happening these days because of the pandemic. But how did you get into gaming? Like, were you always a gamer as a kid growing up? Did you play like the classics, like we all did, Monopoly and stuff? And how can we talk about that a little bit?
Well, let's see. It'll sound familiar. You can probably fill in some of the pieces as I go. But like I come from nerd people, from, fans of science fiction and board games and all of that stuff. My dad was very much a make rockets in the backyard kid. My mom is a math teacher. So that it was always sort of around, but it was all sort of strict classic traditional board games until basically I think Settlers of Catan hit us all like a beautiful confetti explosion. That was kind of off to the races. It was, and RPGs we also got pretty early. I've been playing D&D and other tabletops since elementary school, not by the rules particularly well,
Right.
but like I consider those real experiences.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so I guess RPGs and board games were around, but like the sort of modern era of board gaming started up with Settlers and was just kind of off to the races. So by the time I was in high school and college especially, we had like a regular game night, and was for a long time, especially when you live on a campus where it's easy to get people into one place, was just the best way to make friends and hang out with people. I love that it's cooperative. I love that it involves your brain. Or it can be cooperative. Obviously, cutthroat gaming is also a thing. But yeah,
Right.
good times with people. Since forever.
It's funny you mentioned that. I've been thinking a lot about how, like, if I was in college now, like or high school even, how different gaming and stuff is now. I mean, it is all just online, right? Because we cannot get together. And how tough that would be. At least I think about, like when you're that age in high school and early college and stuff. I mean, that social aspect is so huge. And now, like, how I like, how do you deal with that, right? I mean, that's
Tell us in chat how you're figuring this out, because
yeah.
I do, you know, every set of kids faces new challenges that the ones before didn't. But
Yep.
The set of kids facing the challenges of this particular year, I think, will get to lord it over all other kids forever,
True.
because you are certainly getting a unique uh, experience of your adolescence, and I wish you all the very best of luck. You're probably all going to be invincible super geniuses based on handling these challenges, while
Seriously.
your plastic brains will be killing it, while the rest of us are like still don't know what the buttons do.
That's me. That's so true. I want to shout out, thank you, Amanda. I want to shout out Post 8S for subscribing. Much appreciated, friends. So that's an alert, folks. We have another new subscription. Thank you, Post 8S. Much appreciated. We also have a bunch of new followers. I saw a bunch of new followers. And here on Tabletop Tonight, when we have new followers, Amy, we have a friend that shows up. Our friend is Felicia the Followfish. Felicia shows up and she comes out, says hello to all our new followers. And when she's done her job, she takes off. And everybody in chat, we all know what to say. Bye, Felicia. And that's. It still makes me laugh, no matter how many times I do it.
Best reason to do it, honestly.
Totally, totally. So, yes, everyone in chat, thank you. Yes, bye, Felicia. So, Catan gets a lot of people into gaming, and also the D&D thing. How do you go from playing games and stuff, Amy, into like being a content creator and being this amazing host for all these different shows and doing all these amazing things? Like, how does that happen?
Let's see. It is in some ways makes the story less interesting to be like terrific good luck. But I'd always been into various nerd stuff. I've been reading comics and playing games and doing all this stuff my whole life. But I also trained in performance, in acting and dramatic art, is what I studied in college. And I moved out to Los Angeles and started pursuing performance work, but obviously was still me. So along the way, I got a my day job became the comic book store where I still work part-time now. It is one of my home bases out here and very, very dear to my heart. And there's just no easy way to tell sometimes when you live out here and you're hanging out in nerd spaces, you eventually become casual pals with Will Wheaton because he loves to buy comic books. It sounds really obnoxious, but it's just what happened. And Will was putting together some board game stuff, as most of y'all will know. And there came a day where it was like, by the way, we talked comics at the store, obviously, and he was just like, "Do you like board games?" And I was like, "Is that a trick question?" And the rest of that piece of it was kind of history. But the story is that as different, one thing led to another. I was training up my storytelling skills and my acting and monologue and other stuff. And so I started making my own content about primarily comic books, but sometimes games and board games and video games. And then it's just sort of been hopscotch ever since, because it turns out if you like talking to some people about nerd things, sometimes you will like talking to all of the possible people about nerd things.
Yes.
I hope that's remotely coherent, but
that is a great, but it's so true. It's like, I've always believed that whole, I mean, it's a cliche, but you create your own luck, right? And it's just, as you interact with people, you're interacting, and kindness goes a long way,
oh,
and
thank you.
right. And, one thing leads to another, and those are opportunities that you have, and then you take advantage of those opportunities and you try to make the most of them. Right. And
I like to hope that I have worked hard and tried to deserve the various good turns as they've happened, but I would be a fool if I pretended that they weren't in the picture.
well said. I'm going to segue from that. We're talking about comic books. So here's the thing. I grew up as a kid that loved comic books. My dad got me and my brothers into it, and I loved it. But then once I got to college, I sort of dropped out of the whole comic book thing, and just sort of, I think I'm similar to some folks who just sort of, forget about it or whatever. You grow up, whatever, right? You do the adulting thing. But over the last few years, when I got back into board games, when I really got into modern board games 5 years ago, my game night.
Sorry, I know you've probably told us a million times, but what was your way back in?
So my way back in,
games.
in the board game. So 5 years ago, I watched this show that people may have heard of called Tabletop, starring a guy named Will Wheaton. Yeah, totally. And I was watching it, and I got so fascinated because, well, number one, it was just highly entertaining. And, I knew Will from Stand By Me, Star Trek, and all the other good stuff. And then I watched him play a game called Pandemic, which was, right? It's sort of ironic, but it was unlike any other game I've seen before. Number one, the theme, but number two, it was a cooperative game. Like, wait, you play against the game? So I got that 5 years ago, back in 2015, and that just launched me down this path of just, I love tabletop, I love board games, and one thing led to another. Again, like you, I was very fortunate to come across some opportunities to work in the industry and so forth. So that's how I got into it. But I want to go back to comic books real quick.
Okay, sorry.
No worries. Thank you for asking. So the reason why I got back into comic books was, as I got into board games, I was looking for a game night, and there was no board game store in my area, but there was a comic book store that hosted an open game night. And so I would go there every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. and show up, and I just, introduce myself and, oh, these are great games. But I was sitting there in a comic book store, and I'm like, whoa, I don't remember any of these comics. So I just started slowly but surely just sort of learning, getting back into them and stuff. And it wasn't until maybe the last 2 years or so that I started reading a bunch again. But it reminds me how much I love them.
What got you? What got your goat?
It was Saga.
Yes!
Saga, so good.
Saga, the Settlers of Catan of modern long form storytelling.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And I was going to ask you, Amy, can you recommend some titles for people that are like me, who that have been sort of away from comics for a while, that could suck them back in?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay. And one big, hopefully encouraging thing to know about comics is that more than has ever been true in American comics, there is a huge variety of different kind of stories out there.
Mhm.
Saga, as Dead Last Again is pointing out, is
Yes.
a great example of that, where it is trying to not over broadly generalize here, but within the last 15 to 20 years, there has been a tremendous explosion of really interesting, sophisticated, long-form storytelling and standalone graphic novel storytelling in just a million different kinds of story. So if you like crime fiction, you could pick
Mhm.
up basically any book by Ed Brubaker, and you're going to get a gripping crime story, usually with beautiful art by Sean Phillips.
Mhm.
If you like really emotional storytelling with cliffhangers that might physically kill you, then you want Brian K. Vaughan books like Saga, which is
Mhm.
a science fiction, epic romance, funny, moving, scary, uh, totally unadaptable space epic, but that's also a very personal family story.
Yeah.
Um, or an earlier Brian K. Vaughan one, which is a sort of a like one of the setters off of this particular incarnation of the trend was Why the Last Man, which is an end of the world story that ran for about 5 years. And so these are these kind of very sort of satisfying, like we have it with TV now in a way that makes it sort of make sense to people a lot more, where you're like, oh, you're going on this long journey. Like Walking Dead started as a comic. A lot of people
Mhm.
will be familiar with that one. That one went over well. But also, if you are interested in capes and tights and superheroics, which I am and always will be, there's always great stuff going on at what we call the big two companies, which is Marvel and DC. And usually, a lot's just going to depend on your personal taste and what you're looking for. But for instance, if you're craving sort of big ideas, big action, big heart, big messy comic book stuff. The X-Men right now have a million different books going on in what is hopefully a fun way before it feels out of control. There's always an expansion and contraction with this stuff where
Yeah.
you're like, the fun energy, oh no, too much. But the X-Men are having a boom time right now for about the last calendar year of just big, wild, out there stories. And then there is a wonderful subset of comics going on right now for telling self-contained stories, whether it's wonderful all ages graphic novels like Shadow of the Batgirl, which was a
Ooh.
Cassandra Cain story, totally self-contained, all ages or at least young adult friendly. She Cassandra Cain is a former assassin, but it's still a beautiful, I think, heartwarming for all ages story.
Nice.
That was published just this year. And yeah, if you have a local shop, I know that's a little harder than it used to be, but a lot of them will connect with you over social media, email. Some of them are still open for careful in person business. And they can be, if you have the right one, your best guides, because they can help you figure out your sense of humor and your interests and the authors you might click with. And there's so much good stuff out there. Was
Yes.
that too
Yes.
much answer?
No,
Sorry.
that was fantastic, and I was so fired up and happy that you reached over to your shelf and pulled something out. I was like, "Yes, that's so awesome." I love the shelves, Amy. I think that's a great point. You know, folks, remember if you can support your local, you know, comic book store. That's how I was able to get some recommendations for myself because, like Amy was saying, it can be overwhelming, right? Like I wanted to read, like, okay, so my favorite comic book character growing up was Spider-Man,
Mhm.
and Spider-Man is still my favorite, and but when I got back into the, you know, reading, I was like, there's so many different titles. Which one do I get? I don't want to just get them all, you know. So, you know, my local comic book store manager, he's like, hey, well, this is something you might be into. And I was like, okay, cool. Thanks, Chris. And that's what I read. And then that just leads to other things like, oh, if you like this story, maybe you'd like this or whatever. So, I would say, Amy, you're probably like the comic book like concierge, right? You just recommend titles, right?
Best
Based on
case scenario, I love when I'm able to do that and find sort of the right book for the right reader. You'll probably understand from giving people gaming tips, but that is an addictively wonderful feeling.
it is. Absolutely true. You know, I wanted to point out this one. So I don't have a shelf back here for comic books. They're all covered up with games, but I did get this recently. Superman Smashes the Clan. I highly recommend this. I loved this story. And this was by Gene Luen Yang. He's a decorated author. He wrote American Born Chinese, which is amazing. And have you read this one, Amy? I mean,
I have. It's
so good. It's so
so
good.
special. And for those who might not be familiar, it is what it sounds like. Superman smashes the Klan, and it is inspired and in a sense adapted directly from a very famous radio serial version of Superman, which is one of the first ways that Superman hit the national consciousness, was in this radio show. And at some point, because there has never been a time where these stories were divorced from the concerns of the world that created them. Sometimes Superman has to shut down the KKK, you know?
Yep.
And that's a story that could stop being relevant any minute if it would please. But until then,
Seriously.
we'll have to make great books like this.
That's right. That's right. I want to shout out real quick. Someone had mentioned this book here, Paper Girls, one of Miramu's Marimo 132. I actually bought that for Michelle recently, and it's sitting on the shelf. I'm waiting for her to start and finish it so I can start and finish it. But have you
yes, I hope you dig it. It's Brian Vaughan again.
Yeah.
But this time with Cliff Chang, who is one of my all-time favorite artists. Just has a
cool.
beautiful sort of retro style. You'll know what I mean when you see it. That just an absolutely fabulous journey that does not go where you'll expect it to, but I would say go in knowing as little as possible, other than kind of start with a Stranger Things 80s paper delivery route vibe, and then go lots of places.
Awesome. Nice. Yeah, that's how it sort of sold me. Michelle and I were into the Stranger Things show, and then I was just sort of randomly poking around online, and I was like, oh, okay, Paper Girls has sort of got that Stranger Things vibe, I guess. But I recognize the author. I was like, okay, I'm going to get it for her. But I may just have to take it off the shelf and read it first before she gets to it.
Well, and once you both get through it, they're apparently working on an Amazon show for it. So,
wow, really? Oh, nice. Oh, that's so awesome. Amy, speaking of shows, well, actually, before we go on to shows, are there any comics right now that you're really into? Any titles that you're just really fascinated by or into or would recommend?
There's a lot of great stuff, especially if you're just looking for something you can jump into as it's starting up. There's a new run going on right now on Black Widow over at Marvel.
Okay.
And it's fabulous. It is 4 issues in, I want to say. The story is moving very quickly. But it's beautifully illustrated and told, and just sort of starting off with a bang, spy shenanigans. I assume it was probably going to be coming out this past spring had the world proceeded the way we all expected it to, and that didn't happen. But the book is here, and it is very good, and so that makes it very fun jumping on point. And yeah, so that would be, let's see. And on the indie side, there's a bunch of great recent launches, but I will recommend Stillwater, which is about a very strange small town. It's an Image book that's sort of like small town weird mystery kind of vibe.
Okay.
And it's written by Chip Zdarsky.
Ooh, nice.
I think it's Ramon Perez on the art, but I'm not 100% on that. Sorry.
Okay, cool. Stillwater. So first thing I thought Stillwater, I remember there was that movie Almost Famous, and that was the name of the fictional band that the kid was following around. So I was thinking, wait, is this a comic book? No, okay, it's a town. Okay, got it.
I would also read that comic, though.
Right. Friends in chat, thank you again for joining us. I'm here with the wonderful Amy Dallen. We're talking comics and all kinds of nerdery. I see all the comments, folks. That was great. We have some really cool comic book recommendations in there. Thank you again, friends, for hanging out with us. I want to say thank you to Post Data S, who is gifted a gift sub, a tier 1 sub to the channel. Thank you. And you know what that means, folks. You know what's going to happen. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We've got an alert. We've got a new subscription. Thank you, friend, as always, for your support. We really appreciate it. And you get the gift. This is a gift hat that Michelle made me. My hat is off to you, friend. So thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate the support. And for all the new follows, we're going to bust out Felicia the Follow Fish. There's Felicia, folks. Felicia says hi to all the new followers, and then her job is done. She takes off, and we all say, bye, Felicia.
I will say, I'm seeing some shaming in chat. We actually, in my book club, we are currently reading a comic that I probably should be shouting out as well. If you
Oh,
like science fiction and incredible work by authors like N.K. Jemisin with artist Jamal Campbell, they do a comic called Far Sector about a brand new Green Lantern. You don't need to know anything about DC. If you already like Green Lantern, you'll love the mythology. If you don't, they'll tell you everything you need to know. It's a totally self-contained noir science fiction Afrofuturistic fantastic adventure, and we are loving it very much. So
awesome.
plug for that.
Nice. Now, are you finishing that up soon, or were you?
Because the book is on an every other month schedule. So once we're just basically trying to never catch up. We're just staying one issue behind until they're going to end with issue 12. So
nice.
We have a few more issues to go.
Cool. My buddy Trio Power just noted the new Spider-Man issue from J.J. Abrams came out today, and that was one of the ones that I really got into this year. It was I really enjoyed this series.
I'm so glad. Sarah
yeah.
Kelly on art. She's a legend.
Yes, I was really. I mean, just the way they framed the story with. Well, I don't want to get into spoilers or anything, but folks, I highly recommend it. I mean, it's Spider-Man's son basically, and then we have baddies and all that stuff. But I really enjoyed that, and so I think that's the final of 5 that came out today. So that reminds me, I got to go down to my local comic book store tomorrow and pick that up. So fired up.
Excellent.
Yeah, Amy. So we talked a little bit about shows. Are there any TV shows and or movies that have really struck your fancy recently, like The Mandalorian?
Okay, so I should say I'm borderline obsessed with The Mandalorian, but actually slightly behind right now, which has been
okay.
It's my own fault. It's my own fault.
I totally get it.
But I am stuck exactly before spoiler explosion episode. So I have bold plans to finally get caught up on that. But yes, thoroughly love the heck out of it so much.
Yeah, same here. Now, it's just my opinion. I believe some people share this, but I think it's the best Star Wars that Disney has done since they took over the Lucasfilm thing. Like, I enjoyed the
Rebels, so I'm not sure. Like, I feel like I don't have a full palette. And I was a big fan of movie 7 especially, but I generally have been kind of it's very hard for me to not enjoy a Star Wars is kind of where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So I'm generally on board for all of it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm Star Wars friendly as well, or the Star Wars. So friends in chat, don't put any spoilers. Please don't do that. We're friendly here. We're keeping we're not going to spoil it for Amy. As far as like any other TV shows or movies that have caught your eye recently.
Well, you mentioned watching and rewatching stuff when we were chatting in advance. So I've been filling in like weird gaps. I had never actually seen. I had only seen part of a classic comic book film, Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh,
which it turns out is fantastic.
Okay,
just a great time of a movie. Nice. And I love to slot it in as the unexpected because you can already tell I have a thing with like comics is so much more than we remember it is. I love the part that we all remember, but it's also Archie, which means it's also Josie and the Pussycats, which is, it turns out, a just really startlingly fun and self-aware piece of late 90s, early 2000s pop culture nostalgia / forward thinking. It is a very fun movie.
Cool. Yeah, that's actually one that I have never seen yet. So might have to put that on the old. I need to maybe have to watch it.
Weird. It's so weird, really? And that's like the best thing about it. It is very much. The host of TRL plays a deranged version of himself in this movie. It's that kind of movie.
You got me at the host of TRL right there. I'm like, okay, I'm full in right there. That's awesome. I was thinking, I just, Michelle and I recently watched The Princess Bride again because there's a Princess Bride board game that came out. And I was like, well, it's been like a few years since I've seen it. So that movie, I feel like it still holds up. I love that movie. It's wonderful.
I'm thrilled to hear it. I think I can't remember when I actually literally last watched that movie, but I think I can play most of it in my head at any given time. How was the board game?
The board game was fantastic. It was it was interesting. The way they framed it was you are playing the part of the grandfather telling the story to the grandchild. So every big scene in the movie is in the game, and it's got this book that you open up, and it's the board. So you start with As You Wish, and it's the farm boy and the Princess Buttercup at the farm doing chores. You do the task, and then you've turned the page. It's the second board, and now you're on the ship trying to escape from the Dread Pirate Roberts. I mean, it's Amy. It is all there. They have all the characters. Oh, it was wonderful.
That's
Wonderful.
fantastic.
Yeah, I would. It's definitely it's a game geared towards the fan. I would highly recommend it if you like that movie.
A board game with chapters that each change like the story content. That's wild. That's wild. That's awesome.
Michelle and I were really surprised, and we greatly enjoyed it, and it just gave us an excuse to watch the movie again. So I was happy with that. What about any other movies or TV shows that have that you've seen lately that you really enjoyed?
A lot of rewatching very old Columbos and that sort of thing. I've been seeing there's some very intelligent takes about the reasons that we're all seeking out comfort watching, or let's say avatars of justice, or other things like that. And I like to think that there's probably very high-minded, sophisticated reasons, but it might just be it's fun to watch Columbo. There,
Yeah. I think it's that comfort watch, right? There's a comfort. I know, like Michelle's comfort watch would be I Love Lucy. She has, she would, throw on I Love Lucy. My comfort watch is, the original trilogy of Star Wars. I would just always have that. Actually, there's two things: either Star Wars on the background or the Terminator. That was like always my comfort watch. Like,
specifically one.
The first one, yeah, the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I remember, like in college, I'd be typing papers and just be in the background, like on VHS or whatever it was. I'm totally dating myself, but yeah, that's how we did it. And I was sitting there on a word processor, not even a computer. It was a typewriter or something like that. But yeah, many moons ago, friends. Yeah. So anyways, thank you, Amy, so much for sharing your journey here, and I really appreciate you taking the time to hang out.
No, it's just a blast. Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna play a game, and actually, before we play this game, Amanda, our chat moderator, if we could set up the first giveaway, folks, we're gonna give away 5 copies of Star Realms tonight, and this is the game that Amy are gonna play. There is the first one. If you're in chat, just type in "reading is fundamental" into chat. Capitalization doesn't matter, and you'll be entered to win your very own Steam code for Star Realms from our friends at White Wizard Games. Want to shout them out. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, they're reading is fundamental. That's all you got to do, friends. You'll be entered, and then we'll pick a winner in a few minutes, and you'll be able to play your own copy of Star Realms. Yeah. So Star Realms, folks, it's a deck building game. It's a 1v1, but you can play more players if you have more decks. The actual deck is, it's a little box of cards for like, I think the retail price is like $15. It's totally affordable, and it's a really fun game. I've loved it for years. Amy, you haven't played it yet. Is that correct?
No, it's my first game.
Awesome. Yes. This is going to be great. And the implementation on Steam is fantastic. It's just like, it's got all the cool stuff that you expect in Deck Builder. And let me see. I'm going to pull up on screen here. Let's see if I can do this. Oop, no, that's not it. Hi, Amy. Hi, Amy.
If I turn my music on, will it feed through to y'all?
Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Oh, there's the, okay, cool.
All right. Is it fine? You're not hearing my music?
I can hear it no, actually, no. That's my music. I hear my music. Okay. Cool.
I think Griff Dog in chat saying Peter Falk has done some amazing work, and I was just like, what made me think of Columbo? And it's like, oh, we were just talking about Princess Bride.
That's right.
Speaking of there being very simple explanations for things.
There you go. Hey, did you? I didn't catch this, but did you see the Princess Bride? They had like some of the actors come back together and do like a read through, like a reunion read through. I didn't get to see it. Did you watch it?
I saw a good chunk of it. It was the Wisconsin Democrats, right? It was a
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
The piece that I saw, absolutely fabulous.
Nice. That's good to hear. Oh, I was such an Andre the Giant fan as a kid. I loved Andre. I was a wrestling fan too, so.
There is a graphic novel about his life, and I haven't read it yet, but I hear it is fantastic, by the way.
What? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Okay, folks, there it is right there. That's okay. That's on my list. I'm doing a little air list. Andre the Giant graphic novel. Wow, that's cool. Okay. All right, one more minute for the countdown, folks, and we'll get going here. Star Realms, while we're finishing up the first giveaway, I'll just do a quick overview of the game. It's a deck builder. Amy and I both have 50 life points or health points, and we're trying to knock the other player out by building our Starfleet. You'll see here on my screen, I have 5 cards. Like standard deck builder, you're going to draw 5 in your hand. We both start with the same starting deck, and then I will play 5 cards, and then I can buy as many cards as I want from the row here, the market row, and those will be going into my discard pile. And then the red numbers are the I don't know, pew pew pew, the lasers and stuff. So that's going to cause damage on your opponent. I believe that is the official term, pew pew pew. So. And then after you're done, attacking your opponent and buying cards, you just discard everything, and then you'll draw 5 more. And the computer does all the work for us, so it's gonna be fun. You'll notice that each card there's gonna be 4 different colors or factions, and those will combo each other. So if you have 2 green ones, for example, those are the blobs. They're sort of like I call them like the alien race, sort of like aliens, got sort of like these, really icky looking things. They're going to combo, and they're going to give you either money and or pew pew points, and then some of those will allow you to trash cards as well. Trashing cards is you're going to get rid of them out of your game. Like other deck builders, you want to call your, like these ones here, the Scouts and the Vipers, you want to call those out of your deck if you can. There are cards that allow you to trash those or call those out of your deck. I want to shout out who was the winner. The winner is Trio Power. Congratulations, Trio Power. You have yourself a brand new copy of the Star Realms Steam code. And hey, that's my buddy Oscar. Oscar, congrats, buddy. The official pew. Good, we don't have an official pew here. Thank you, Fuffy, but much appreciated. So yeah, there are, if you notice here, we have one card that is, what is that called? The Brain World. The ones that are lengthwise like that are horizontal. Those are bases that are going to go on your side. They're sort of like cards that will remain there. And if they have a number on them, your opponent must attack those first, and then they can attack you to cause damage. And those will give you ongoing abilities as well. You'll just read the cards and do the actions as we go here. And I believe, let's see, Amy, are you set to go first?
Looks like I might be up first because I've got the 3 cards in my hand.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, Amy, as far as...
How do the explorers work? Because that was a little confusing in the rules.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Explorers. So there's a stack of explorers next to the market deck. You buy those as normal. They cost 2. So the cost of every card's on the upper right corner. You bring those into your deck, and when you play them, they're worth 2 money. And then you have the option to trash them, get rid of your deck for an additional 2 lasers to attack your opponent.
Okay, so all the explorers are the same, but that's something you can probably always afford just in case you can't buy any of the trade stuff. Got it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I say got it. Like, yes, I'm gonna win now.
Yeah.
I understand the explorers.
And so Amy starts, since she's first player, to offset the first player advantage, she plays 3 cards on her first turn. I play 5, and then we play 5 from here on out.
All right. So I'm gonna buy a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Or
if you have any questions, Amy, I've played this game a few times, so.
I think I will pick up. I don't know. I can afford a trade pod, which is a blob ship. Ooh, it's scary looking. The loading and offloading process is efficient, but disgusting. So I'll wait. How do I tell it I want to do that? Oh, there we go. Yeah. I've done it. And now I can choose between a blob fighter and a trade bot with my additional trade thingy. I don't have a strong. I need fighters, I'm sure. Yep. Let's do it.
Nice.
All right. And I believe, having spent all my money, that now my turn ends.
Yep.
Excellent.
Nice turn. Okay. And you have those 2 blobs in your hand. Now, those, if they show up at the same time, then you'll be able to combo off those. So very nice. So I'm going to play all my cards. I've got 4 money, 1 pew pew. So you can do this in any order. I will fire 1 shot at Amy. Sorry, Amy, nothing personal. I'm going to go with the patrol mech. So I'll put this up on screen here. The patrol mech, when I play it, I get to choose either 3 money or 5 lasers. And then if I have another patrol, if I have another red one in my deck, I may scrap a card in my hand or discard pile. So let's just read the flavor text real quick. With the blobs in ever-present danger, even the cult's cargo carrying mechs bristle with firepower. I guess it's called the cult. I've always called them red. So, and that's the end of my turn.
All right. Now, if I hit the play all button, it will take away my ability to zoom in and look at descriptions, right? Just a small interface question.
You should be able to like click on individual cards, just single click, and it should be able to
I think
do
that's
stuff.
safer before I do the stuff. So sorry, I'll try to move quickly.
No worries. Take your time. You're good. Actually, while you're taking your turn, Amanda, in chat, could we run another giveaway? We are giving away 5 copies of Steam codes for Star Realms, and the next catchphrase that people are going to enter is "Hugs for the Hug Inclined." Amy, would you like to talk about that phrase for just a second, please?
You know, who can say where slogans come from? But if you hang out on my Twitch channel a lot, you will probably hear at some point in time, hugs for the hug inclined, because I love hugs, and I also love people only giving and receiving hugs who are excited about giving and receiving hugs, because hugs are wonderful, but also is sometimes food. So yeah, all of that is distilled into our extremely enthusiastic, but also let's check and make sure this is a good idea slogan. Hugs for the hug inclined.
I love it. I'm a hugger too by nature. I'm just a hugger, but yes, things are so, with the stupid pandemic,
we're all gonna have to learn a different set of rules of like it is super okay if you are not hug inclined, and it's probably not wise for us to be particularly hug inclined for a while, and we'll all get through it. But we'll get through it better if we probably hug less.
Right. So true. So hugs for the hug inclined, friends in chat. Thank you for entering that. You have a shot at Star Realms on Steam.
All right, I'm gonna go all blobs all the time.
Ooh, okay.
I want a destroyer.
Yeah, the blobs are known for all of their destroying powers.
And I believe then I will just take a little pot shot. How do I tell it I want to attack you? Hold on, I went through this in the tutorial.
I believe you can double click, right on my thing there.
Kaboom! One combat. And now we are tied at slightly less strong.
All right. Hey, Games of Fire says a virtual hug. Yes, virtual hugs, friends. Virtual hugs all around. So I'm going to play all my cards. I've got, again, 4 money and 1 shot. So let's get with this Imperial Fighter, because that's going to make my opponent drop a card.
Oh, I don't like that.
I'm going to take a blob fire too. You know what? I'm going to recruit a blob.
Trader blob.
And then I'm going to, I'm going to get an explorer. I want the 2 coins. And then I do get 1 pot shot as well. And that is the end of my turn.
All right. So I am going to start by playing my trade pod.
Ooh.
My blob ship, which will not have a buddy ability, ally, there we go, ability at the moment, but will make me 3 monies.
Nice.
Which means, it's not only can I afford this, but it's on theme. I feel I must get myself a hive.
Ooh,
a blob hive to go with all my other blobby goodness, which will be my first base if I can get it into play.
Yep.
And then pew pew
pew pew.
I believe that is it for me.
Nice. So I've got a trader blob fighter on my side now. And then I got some money, and so I'll do the pew pew first. I've got 3 money. You know what? I'll take the trade bot because I know I have another cultist in my hand. This is going to allow me to scrap cards from my hand or discard pile. So we'll take that into my hand. And I'll take another explorer. What the heck? And it's the end of my turn.
Right.
Oh, I love it. Everyone in chat, a lot of hugs going on, a lot of virtual hugs. Thank you, friends. Yes, we are very hug friendly here for the hug inclined, of course.
Let's see. Okay, so I have a couple of options now. And
a shout out to Mercury083 who has won the giveaway. Congratulations, friend. Enjoy the copy of Star Realms from our friends at White Wizard Games. You know what? As Amy takes her turn here, folks, I'm going for all the winners. You are going to get a round of applause. So enjoy, friends. Enjoy the round of applause. Enjoy the games. We're busting out all the stops. We got Amy Dallen on here, folks. We have to bring our A game.
Oh, this is so much fun. Okay, let's see. I'm not yet at the point where I will be able to make sophisticated order of operations ideas, but let's go ahead and put out my blob destroyer.
Oh gosh, that's 6 lasers. Wow.
My blob fighter.
Oh, he's got a friend and he allows you to draw a card. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so immediately upon coming out, the combat bonuses accrue, but I have options to use the ally abilities, I believe.
Yeah.
So I could, you don't have a base, so I can't destroy a target base, but I could scrap a card in the trade row. And I could also draw a card, right? From my blob fighter.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yep. So the blob that was automatic. That drew a card in your hand.
Oh.
And then that other ability, I think you have to click on it and then you'll be able to do it.
Fantastic. That would explain why I have 4 cards in my hand. Yep. And I started with 5 and played 2. Math. All right, let's go ahead and scrap. Which thing do I think you would really want? You don't have to help me. You can if you want.
Actually, there is a card that I can probably get next. Actually, no, I'm gonna say no comment, Amy.
All right, you know what? I'm going to try to take. You've got some red going on, so I feel like I don't want you to have the missile mech. So I'm gonna try to destroy.
The missile mech.
The missile mech. Scrap it.
Bye-bye.
Replaced by something cooler. All right. Ooh, it's been replaced by a space station, which has an ally combat ability and a money scrapping ability, and is an outpost. Ooh. Okay, you know what?
Oh, there goes all the money now.
Putting all the money on the table, and I think I'm gonna get myself an outpost. That sounds
there. It is. Very nice.
Oh, I didn't attack you, and it warned me, which was very nice of it because I was about to hit end turn. But I believe I will now shoot you with all of the many, many guns.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. So again, folks, it's a race to whoever knocks out the other player, get them down to 0. The game is over. They win. I want to shout out everyone that's there's been a couple of people who redeemed 100 Bruno points for hydration. So thank you for reminding us to hydrate. Much appreciated. Cheers to you, friends.
You love your Catan water bottle.
Thank you. And for the friends, those of you who redeemed the Bruno points, here is Flat Bruno. Since we don't have the actual Bruno, here's Flat Bruno for you. Woo, 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 woo. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate y'all spending the points. And I'm telling you, we're bringing out all the stops, Amy, tonight just for you.
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, my gosh. So my first play is going to be the Imperial Fighter. So that causes you to discard a card.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then I am going to play my Patrol Mech. This allows me 3 coin or 5 lasers. I'm going to go with the coins. And then I'll play the rest of them like that. So I'm going to get... I think I'll get this. Is it the Trading Post? Yeah. Or do I get the Survey Ship? Ooh, darn. Because the Survey Ship is going to give me a coin and allow me to draw a card. But you know what? I want one of these. And oh my gosh, I'm gonna get another explorer. I've got like so many explorers, and I have 3 lasers, and that's the end of my turn.
Tell me about the discard thing that is gonna happen for me.
So now you're gonna have to choose a card. You just select any card to discard because of what my ability or my card triggered. So you just click on one. Yeah, discard.
Boo.
Yeah, Boo earns. Boo earns.
Boo earns. Let's see. So that means I don't have much that is particularly fancy this time around. So how about lay him on the table? I will snag the survey ship.
Boo earns.
Take a little pot shot.
Nice.
And end my turn.
Yeah. Amanda has our Boo earns meter out. So me or a guest has said Boo earns 72 times on stream so far. Not this stream, obviously,
but
I want to thank Joe for spending 200 Bruno points for the stretch. So I will stretch for you. Amy, if you feel like it's stretched, no worries. If you don't, okay, thank you, Amy.
Oh,
Much
no, good job,
appreciated.
good job.
Oh,
These
always a
are
good,
very smart.
yeah. Nice. That's a great stretch. I'm playing my trade out post. That's going to give me either health or currency. So I've got $5 to spend, but I'm going to take the currency for my trading post, and I have 6. That's going to be allowed to get me a battle cruiser, folks. That's a stronger card.
Those explorers were good buys. You can buy
Yep.
lots of
And speaking of goodbyes, goodbye Explorer. I'm going to trash this one for 2 lasers. It's now out of my deck, and I get to fire at Amy. I do have the option to trash this trading post, but I'm going to leave it there because this outpost, you must attack it before you can attack me. So it's a little bit of a shield.
All right. So having a shield sounds nice. Let's do that.
Nice.
I've got a space station. It's a Star Empire base. And it automatically generated combat. I've got an ally ability that won't come into play and a trashing ability I don't want to do. Because instead I am going to bring my fighter back out.
What? That fighter. Darn you, fighter.
Bring my destroyer back out.
Oh my gosh, that combo is, it's literally, folks, it's going to be the death of me. I can feel it now. Those blobs work well together.
And they brought a friend.
Oh no, the hive mind, which gave you an extra card, or the hive. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Wow, I did not expect all 3 of those to come out at the same time. So that's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
as we say, blob it up. Thank you, Slackfish.
Blob, 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 blob,
blob. Blob, 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 blob.
Beware of the blob. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to kill your base. I think I can do that with my destroyer.
Yep. It's all about that base. Did I just say that?
You did. And it is delightful, but it will not be enough to save. Wait, no. Hold on.
Okay.
Go. I hit cancel. Hold on. I want to destroy it. All right.
You'll be able to kill it.
I clicked it poorly and it thought I was redirecting my actions.
Oh, got it.
Destroy target base. Trading post. No. Oh wait, can I also scrap a
card? Which card are you trying to play?
I'm trying to use my blob destroyer. Oh, and or scrap a card in the I just read it as an or, and I thought I was doing something wrong when it asked me to pick a card to scrap. Very sorry, folks.
Oh, okay. No worries. Yeah, there it is for our friends at home. Yeah. Amy's going to use the blob destroyer, the secondary power, which is she gets that triggered now because she has blobs out there.
So many blobs.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure what to go after here, but let's go ahead and first off, we're going to kill the trading post and we're going to scrap the patrol mech.
Darn it.
Haha!
That's the one I wanted.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Sorry.
Well done.
And then I will have 2 monies.
Oh my gosh. 15? Now, just as a reminder, Amy, you can trash your space station for 4 more coins if you would like.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I just do that because I always forget to do that.
I think I'm going to leave it out for now. And I'm going to pick up an explorer, my first explorer.
Okay.
Probably weird to do that this far into the game, but I wanted to have one, and now I do. So,
nice.
Boom!
Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Big hit, folks. This game's almost over. We better do another giveaway, folks, before the game's over. Amanda, could we do another giveaway, please? Thank you so much. I'm going to play my trade bot right off the bat. That's going to allow me to scrap a card from my hand or discard pile. I'm going to my discard pile, and I'm going to scrap one of these scouts. Bye-bye, scout. Thank you for your hard work. I'm going to play the explorer for 2 coins. I'm going to play the patrol mech, and I'm going to go for the lasers because I need to take out some of these bases. Folks, so the next giveaway is going on right now. Type in hugs for pugs. Okay, hugs or is it hugs? Hugs for the pugs. Thank you, Amanda. That's in honor of Bruno. Please, hugs for the pugs. And how much? Okay, so I'm going to now I get the secondary ability on the patrol mech. I can scrap a card in my hand or discard pile. I'll go back to my discard pile, scrap another one of those scouts. Then I'll play the rest of my cards. I have 8 pew pew pew. But if I scrap my explorer, I now have 10. So bye bye space station, bye bye hive.
Oh no!
But I only take 1 off of Amy here. I'm gonna get another Imperial fighter, and then I'm gonna get a battle station because I need some protection. Those blobs are really, really getting to me, and that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. So let's see. I no longer have my beautiful bases. It's fine. But I did get my destroyer back, and I love to have my destroyer.
I feel like you got like 10 of those in your deck. I see a thing like every turn.
I don't know. It's like the one card that's like, no, I want to be back. And I'm going to pull out my trade pod, which gives me 3 coins and will add 2 pew pews.
Nice.
Or combat. Let's see. My blob destroyer there's no target base now, but I could still scrap a card in the trade row if I want to. And let's see. So that means if I lay down all my cards, I can hit you for 9, and I have 5 purchase points. Trade. Yep. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Which I guess is enough to just grab all of these. Is there any reason not to do that? Let's just do it. I should have bought them from here so it repopulates first. Didn't think it through. No, but I've got a lot of stuff, and I want to punch you for 9.
Golly. Oh, wow, folks. I am in big trouble here. I've only got 13 hits left. Amy's at 38. And okay, this would be a good time for the power to go out so we could call it a draw, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm going to play my blob fighter who obviously defected from your empire and came over here.
Join us.
Yeah, they probably made an unwise decision there. So let me get rid of the explorer. So I get 6 hits. What is this? Supply bot. I got to take a supply bot. It's red. And then I cannot afford anything else. You know, it's funny. All this time I played this game, I didn't realize it was called trade. So thank you, Amy. I now know. I've been calling them coins.
I mean, they look like coins. That was sorry. Me with the rules earlier being like,
that's great. That's great.
All right. Oh, woo! Not my round. But I do have a survey ship.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Let's see. So as an option, I can make you discard a card, or possibly that's automatically going to happen.
That one you would have to trash it, and then then it forces me to discard.
All right. Well, what if I just play everything?
Oh my gosh, all that money. Or all that trade.
I 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 will be enough for me to grab. Let's see. Or I would love to get the blob world because I am the blobs. Yep.
Oh, you're 1 short. Okay. Yeah.
And I am 1 short. And I don't think that I have a way around that one. So let's get a Star Empire base. Let's get the Royal. Is this word said readout? Because I have read it many times, but I don't think I've ever heard it out loud.
I think we should go with readout, the Royal Readout.
All right, I like it.
Yeah.
It's an outpost, and it can hit you for 3, and I'm into that. So let's do that. And then you live to attack me another day, because I believe I'm out of stuff.
Okay, cool. So that allows me to get my trading post out there. That is going to at least defend me a little bit with 4 hits on it. Let me play these. So I'm going to force Amy to discard a card thanks to our Imperial Fighter. I play the rest of my scouts for the trade. Now this one, is there anything for $4? No, there is not. Supply bot. Let me see if I can. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to try a missile bot. See if anything else comes up. Nope. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, I don't need any more explorers, so I'm gonna take the health basically. I forget what this is called. So I heal back up to 14. I hit
It's
you
your
for 2
authority, apparently.
authority. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so glad you know what you're doing, Amy. I just sort of fly by the seat of my pants here. So that's the end of my turn. Unfortunately, that's all I could do.
That means I have to discard a card.
Yay! And we have another winner, folks. Griff Dog has the won the giveaway. Congratulations, Griff Dog.
Yay!
Enjoy Star Realms. I'm going to give Griff Dog a quick round of applause. Well done, friend. Enjoy the game.
Oh, Slackfish says a readout is a simple fort.
Oh,
That sounds very familiar and true, and I appreciate the reminder, but I still don't know how to say it. But I'm glad to know what it is.
yeah. Thank you, Slackfish. Slackfish knows everything. He's one of our regulars here. He's a wonderful supporter, and he knows all things.
So here's the thing. If I discard that thing, then I can't do this other thing. All right. I don't like it, but I'm going to do it. All right. Let's put that fighter out there.
I was afraid to see that. Oh my gosh. Are you also bringing another blob friend?
Tragically, no blob friends this time. My blob friends have abandoned me because my deck is still full of all the other stuff because I have not trashed anything. So I will instead put my measly cards out here, and I will grab the supply bot. Punch you for at least a little bit.
Yep.
Right? Can I?
Oh wait, no, because I have my trading post out there, and it has to at least have a 4.
Oh, I made the poor decision. I discarded the wrong thing because I forgot you had an outpost.
You had the Viper. That's
I did, and I was like, well, I can't buy anything if I only have 2 coins. A strategic error.
We'll see what happens if.
And as I throw my fighter helplessly at your trading post, and it just wheels away in frustration, I end my turn.
That's the front deflector shields in full power, folks. I'm going to play. Okay, let's play Trade Bot. Trade Bot is going to trash a scout. Then let's play Supply Bot. Supply Bot get to work and trashing another scout. And then, hey, Imperial Fighter, going to make Amy discard a card. And I can finally play my Battle Cruiser, which I bought, it feels like an eternity ago. That allows me to draw a card. And it's going to make you discard 2 cards this turn. And then I have the Trader Blob Fighter there. And I have 1 scout.
This is so many cards!
Now, finally. Okay, so this is, my best turn. So I'm going to...
Oh my god!
Take a Corvette and an Imperial Fighter. And I'll take the authority to heal up to 15. And I get to do 16 damage on Amy.
Oh!
So we are very close, friend. It's a very close fight now.
And I have to discard 2 cards! All right.
Close.
And you still have an outpost out there that's got 4 life.
Yep.
I need to make my cards bigger so I can see what I'm getting rid of, but that's not currently an option because it thinks I know already.
You can't click on a card and it should blow it up on your screen.
It will most of the time. I think because I'm already in the discard mechanic. Next time I'll just plan ahead is what I'll do. But, I'm going to let this scout go. Just going to take a chance that I don't need that one. And of all the hands to finally get good stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, no.
I'm going to... Hey, quick question. Does anyone know what my hive base does? Is that a fair thing to ask?
Yeah,
right?
The hive base that should give you some lasers right off the bat, and then secondary, if you have another blob card, it'll allow you to draw a card automatically. So it'll combo with one of your other cards.
And the royal thing that I just bought mostly has pew-pews, right?
Yeah, and that's also a base, so you should keep that because then I must attack that before I can attack you.
Yep. All right. I'm going to let go of my new survey ship because I had nothing but good stuff this time. But
Okay.
I'm
Nice.
happy to see these. And it hopefully will help because once this is in play, I get a card back.
Oh my gosh.
And once you're in play, let's
Oh my
see.
gosh. Oh,
Uh,
ugh.
some points back on the board, and then I can. All right, we're gonna bring the trade bot into it,
Okay.
and I'm going to. How do I go through my discard pile?
You
Hey.
should be able to. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna trash a scout from my discard pile.
Nice.
All right. So, all right. For having 3 cards, this worked out all right.
Right? It was very nice.
But I have 8 power and 4 buying power. With my 8 power, can I first take out your post?
Darn it. Yes, you may.
Before I proceed. And then, what does the embassy yacht do? If you have 2 or more bases in play, draw 2 cards. Yeah. Who knows whether we'll live long enough to use it, but I'll take it. And then I will end my turn because I think I'm done now.
You have 4 more.
Oh!
4 more shots.
Thank you for letting me. Like, you could just hold me to that, and the game was also trying to warn me, and I do feel bad. I would understand.
No
But
worries. Well, what's the line in Hamilton? You got to take your shot or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not throwing away my shot.
Yeah, don't want to blow your shot.
I tried to do it several times, and you'd think I would know better. I spent at least a year straight listening to that.
Friends, we have 2 more giveaways. Let's do another one, Amanda, before we get out of here. The code for this one, Be Kind Rewind. Again, that's dating myself. Be Kind Rewind. Let's throw that in there. Hello, Wannabe Kiwi 13. Thanks for joining us. So that's the next giveaway, folks. Be Kind Rewind. Just enter that. You will be entered into the contest to win your very own copy of Star Realms on Steam. I'm going to play my battle station because I need some protection from you, Amy.
Oh no!
And my patrol mech's coming out, and they get 5 firing power, which is not enough yet to blow up. Okay, I get to scrap a card first, so I'm going to scrap another scout, and I do have these, so I can at least take care of this. But your hive is 5 now. I don't have to attack the hive because it's not an outpost; it's just a base.
Mm-hmm.
But so I have 5. What do? Do I scrap this to get 5 hits in order to kill this, or do I just take the 1 here? I'm gonna be defensive. I will just take 1 shot at you and end my turn. It's so close, folks. Come on, I need a good draw. Okay, I've got a good draw.
I'm gonna get like 5 scouts again next time. All right. Let's see. I am very happy to see my old friend, the Blob Destroyer.
Oh, those blobs. You're gonna be the death of me, seriously.
Let's see. Which luckily lets me draw a card. And
Boo earns.
And then I believe I can put my missile bot out here. I have the option to scrap a card. Why would you want to scrap a card from your hand? Because you know it's the one that you want to get rid of?
Yeah, like basically those scouts. If you want to get rid of scouts,
Okay.
and you don't really need to buy anything.
All right,
If you'd like, if you want to be nice, you can totally scrap a blob in your hand if you'd like.
That does seem like that's an option that I had, and I considered it, but let's see. I wish that I could drive this home, and I don't think I can. Or can I?
So,
can I still use the combat power of my destroyer if I use its ability?
Yeah, you will. I believe so. So if you have the destroyer out, the destroyer it's already calculated your hits. You have total 11 hits right now, which would be enough to kill me. But I do have my defensive battle station, so you need 5 more hits, and the game is over. Your blob destroyer, you will be able to. Oh yeah, if you get another blob out there, Wait, you
We
do have another blob.
have
You should
the
be able to. This game should be over, Amy. I'm going to be honest with you.
um
You should be able to do this by using your blob destroyer, right?
your battle station
Oh, battle station.
is gonna go along with, I don't know, a randomly chosen thing. Because I feel like it.
Oh my
Ugh,
god.
Brain World is gone. Your station is gone.
Darn
I'm
you,
gonna
battle
play
station.
all.
Nice. Oh,
Now I
do all
have.
the things. Do all the things.
I mean, just for the heck of it, in case something goes horribly wrong at the last second, I'm
Yep.
gonna buy things, and then I'm gonna take a shot.
Yep. Got to take a shot.
With my combined blob power.
Oh, that is it. Well done, Amy. Kudos. GG. Good game. You have defeated me with the blobs. What a great combo. Those blobs were amazing.
Stroke of luck, honestly, that those I got that destroyer came out for me pretty quickly several times, which could
Yeah.
easily have not happened.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, you saw your shot, you took it just like in Hamilton. This is obviously Star Realms is just like Hamilton, and you took your shot. But yeah, that was great. I mean, just the way you worked the combos and got those out
Thank you
there.
for talking me through it. That was so much
No
fun.
problem. And I was just thinking, I hope I wasn't quarterbacking. I don't like when players do that, and I was probably I hope I didn't quarterback too much. I'm sorry, Amy.
I felt you suited it to my exact questions when I wanted them, so I
Cool.
appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much. Friends in chat, we do have, let me see, do we have a winner for this last one? Yes. Congrats to Dare Drinker. Thank you, Dare Drinker, for joining the chat tonight for the win. And we have one more. So folks, whoever's won, please make sure to whisper me here on Twitch, and so I can get those codes to you. Those are codes from White Wizard Games. Round of applause for our winners. We have one more. The final one, Amy, if you'll just stick around for just 1 minute, we will do this here. The final one, Amanda and Check, if you could send it out. The final phrase is Ewok Celebration. Okay, so everyone, please type in Ewok Celebration, because we have come to the end of our show tonight. We're going to give it about a minute or so. Amy, can we talk about your book club that's happening tomorrow?
Absolutely. So, as mentioned earlier on my stream, we play new games, old games, very old games, and we read books and comics. And tomorrow we are starting our next novel, our December pick for the book club. And I tried to think of, we all need some comfort and cheer in this year specifically. And this may not be your definition of a holiday classic, but I think it can be one, and is the one that we need right now. It's The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and we are talking about the first 8 chapters tomorrow in the Enthusiarmy book club. Look at your edition. It's so pretty.
Thanks. Yeah, I've had this one for years, and I'm so excited. We talked about this a little off air before we came on, that I haven't read this book in about 10 or 15 years. So when I saw you post this, I was like so excited. I was like, yeah, this gives me a chance to read it again. And I will be there tomorrow for the book club. Amy.
Excellent. It's 2:30 Pacific time, and it's just a Twitch book club, which means all of us kind of free-for-alling through a discussion of the first 8. But I'm excited because I know we have several first-time Hitchhikers readers who are going to be joining us. Grab your towels, Susanna,
Yes.
Chrontopian Prime.
Grab your
bunch
towels,
of hoopy foods. I will see you all tomorrow, and I'm very excited. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Again, we talked a bit offline too as well. There are different versions of this. Not only do you have the book, we have the radio show and also the movie. And I haven't done any of those except for this book a couple of times many, many years ago. So I'm excited to revisit and then eventually get to the shows, the other media.
Basically, every version has different strengths and weaknesses, and almost all of them are somebody's fave, and that's something that I love about it. The book is probably always going to be my favorite version, but they're all, Douglas Adams, the author, would even make jokes about the fact that none of them match and none of them should match. And he was frankly embarrassed that when they eventually put the radio scripts out, that there were now 2 actually consistent Hitchhikers projects. That just seemed strange to him by that point in time. So it's a have fun and roll with it kind of experience, which is what we're going to enjoy about it.
That's awesome. So cool. I cannot wait. And that's great. Folks, we've got some people. Everyone's typing the Ewok Celebration. Yeah. Yub Nub. Yeah, Yum Nub. And that's still my favorite ending of any Star Wars movie ever. The original with the Yub Nub song, folks. That's still holds a dear place in my heart.
Mm.
We've got a couple of minutes here. Let's go ahead and end that contest so we can get out of here. Amy, are you having dinner next, or are you just chilling? Or because I'm going to finish the rest of my dinner, I think, after this.
Probably dinner. Yeah.
Nice.
Basking in the victory, obviously,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
my first Star Realms game.
And I'm going to drown my sorrows. Yes, in stream snacks.
It's so good. But this was such a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Amy. It truly is a pleasure. I've long been a fan, and now I really appreciate you hanging out here. We have a winner, folks. We have a winner for the contest. It is a Down Under Dwarf has won the giveaway. Congratulations, friends! Enjoy the copy of Star Realms. Your round of applause, and that is it. Amy, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Enthusiamy. ENTHUSIAMY. That's
Awesome.
me. Thank you so
Yay.
much.
Thank you, Amy. Much appreciated. Folks, Amy's awesome. Y'all know that. We saw it here firsthand tonight. Want to thank Amy again for joining me on the show. And I'm going to be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific here with my wife, Michelle. We're going to be playing a game at Live at 5. But, folks, remember, 2 p.m. Pacific. Is that right, Amy, or is it 2:30?
It's going to be 2:30 Pacific, yeah.
Thank you. 2:30 Pacific. Let's go over to Amy's, and I'm gonna read this first. Is 8 chapters for tonight?
Yeah, I'm going with 8. We'll talk about tomorrow the massive internal struggle I had over deciding where to cut it off for week 1.
Nice.
But that's the plan for tomorrow.
Awesome. Cool. Okay, folks, that's it for tonight. 8 chapters for tomorrow. That's your homework. So let's join Amy tomorrow. And on behalf of Amy, thank you, friends. As always appreciate your support. Have a great night. Be safe. Be kind to each other. And we'll see you next time. Bye, friends.